A nice black boy helps an old man mow his lawn. The old man is grateful and Jaden is happy to help the man. But the next time he sees Mr. Thompson, the police show up. Jaden Parker, a 12-year-old with a restless energy and a wide smile, stood on the porch of his house, squinting at the sunlight. He looked across the street at Mr. Thompson's house, where the elderly man was trying to pick up the morning newspaper that had landed awkwardly on the steps. Mr. Thompson's hands trembled slightly as he bent over, his thin frame looking fragile against the backdrop of his slightly run-down home. "Mom, I'm going to help Mr. Thompson," Jaden called back into the house. He didn't wait for a response. He knew his mother would approve. She always encouraged him to lend a hand where he could. Jaden jogged across the street, his sneakers slapping against the pavement. As he approached, Mr. Thompson straightened up slowly, blinking in the sun as he adjusted his glasses. "Good morning, Mr. Thompson," Jaden greeted, his voice cheerful and full of youthful energy. Mr. Thompson gave a small start, as if surprised that someone was speaking to him. His eyes crinkled into a smile as he recognized Jaden. "Ah, good morning, Jaden. How are you today?" "I'm good, thanks. I saw you with the paper and thought you might need some help," Jaden offered, gesturing to the newspaper that still lay on the step. Mr. Thompson chuckled, a sound like dry leaves rustling. "These old bones aren't what they used to be," he admitted, rubbing his lower back. "Thank you, young man. I appreciate it." Jaden picked up the newspaper and handed it to him. As he did, he glanced around the yard, noticing the overgrown grass and the scattered leaves that had accumulated over the past few weeks. "Your lawn's looking a little wild, Mr. Thompson. Would you like some help with it? I could mow it for you," Jaden suggested, trying to sound casual. Mr. Thompson hesitated, his expression thoughtful. There was a moment of silence as he looked around his yard, then back at Jaden, assessing the boy's sincerity. "Well, if you're offering, I wouldn't say no," he finally said with a nod. "Great. I'll get my mower and be right back," Jaden replied enthusiastically, eager to start. Jaden dashed back home, his heart light with the prospect of helping out. He grabbed the lawnmower from the garage and returned to Mr. Thompson's yard, where the old man was now seated on the porch, watching with a mix of curiosity and gratitude. Jaden started the mower and began to cut the grass, finding a rhythm in the work. He moved carefully around the flower beds, taking care not to disturb the clusters of daisies and marigolds that grew along the edges. Mr. Thompson watched him work, occasionally offering pointers or stories from his own gardening days. "You've got to watch those marigolds, Jaden," he advised. "They spread like wildfire if you're not careful. My late wife used to say they were the weeds of the flower world." Jaden laughed, enjoying the conversation as he pushed the mower. "I'll keep that in mind. My mom says the same thing about the roses we have at home." As Jaden continued mowing, he noticed the old man relax, his earlier tension melting away with each pass of the mower. The lawn began to look more orderly, and Jaden felt a sense of satisfaction at seeing the transformation. After he finished, Jaden turned off the mower and wiped his brow, a grin spreading across his face. "There we go, all done." Mr. Thompson clapped his hands together in appreciation, his eyes sparkling with renewed energy. "You've done a splendid job, Jaden. It looks much better already. You've got quite the green thumb." Jaden beamed at the praise, feeling a warmth in his chest. "I'm happy to help. If you ever need anything else, just let me know." The old man nodded, his expression thoughtful. "You know, Jaden, it's not often I get visitors these days. It's nice to have some company, especially someone as helpful as you." Jaden felt a flicker of surprise at the admission. "I like spending time here, Mr. Thompson. You have lots of interesting stories," he replied sincerely. Mr. Thompson chuckled again, a softer, warmer sound this time. "Oh, I have plenty of those. You're welcome to come by any time and hear more." The invitation felt like a gift, and Jaden accepted it eagerly. "I'd like that." As Jaden prepared to leave, he waved goodbye to Mr. Thompson, who sat back in his porch chair, looking more at ease than he had in a long time. Jaden returned the lawnmower to his garage and headed inside, where his mother was waiting in the kitchen, preparing lunch. "How did it go?" Maria Parker asked, her eyes bright with interest. "It was great. Mr. Thompson's really nice. He told me about his garden and how his wife used to manage it, Jaden replied, grabbing a sandwich from the counter. Maria smiled, nodding approvingly. I'm glad to hear that. It's important to be there for our neighbors. Sometimes they just need a little help and someone to talk to. Jaden nodded, understanding the truth of her words. I think I'll go back tomorrow and see if he needs anything else. He said I could come by any time. That's wonderful, Jaden. It sounds like you've made a new friend, Maria said, a touch of pride in her voice. As Jaden ate his lunch, he thought about Mr. Thompson and the stories he might hear in the future. He felt a sense of anticipation for the next visit, curious about the tales the old man might share and the lessons they might hold. The connection he had made felt important, like a bridge between generations, built on small acts of kindness and shared moments. Jaden didn't yet understand the full impact of this budding friendship, but he sensed that it was the beginning of something meaningful. With a full stomach and a heart ready for new adventures, Jaden looked forward to tomorrow, when he would return to Mr. Thompson's house, eager to learn and help once more. The days grew longer as summer settled over the neighborhood, bringing with it the warmth of the sun and the promise of lazy afternoons. Jaden Parker found himself gravitating more often to Mr. Thompson's house, his curiosity and kindness guiding him back across the street. It had become part of his routine: finish his chores, grab a snack, and head over to the old man's porch. Each time he visited, Mr. Thompson greeted him with a smile and a story, and each time Jaden felt a growing fondness for the man who had once been just a distant neighbor. One afternoon, Jaden arrived to find Mr. Thompson already waiting on the porch, a pitcher of lemonade on the small table beside him. The old man waved as Jaden approached, his smile bright against the backdrop of his neatly trimmed lawn. "Hello, Jaden. Come, sit. I've got some lemonade, fresh and cold," Mr. Thompson called out, gesturing to the chair opposite him. "Thanks, Mr. Thompson. It's a hot one today," Jaden replied, taking a seat and pouring himself a glass. The lemonade was tart and refreshing, the perfect antidote to the summer heat. As they sat sipping their drinks, Mr. Thompson launched into a tale from his days as a school teacher. "Did I ever tell you about the time my class decided to play a prank on me during April Fool's Day?" he began, his eyes twinkling with amusement. Jaden shook his head, eager to hear more. "No, but it sounds like it's going to be good." "Well," Mr. Thompson continued, leaning back in his chair, "I had a class of particularly mischievous students one year. They were clever, always thinking up new ways to keep me on my toes. So, on April Fool's Day, they decided to replace the chalk with soap." Jaden laughed, imagining the scene. "What did you do?" "I picked up the soap, started writing on the board, and realized something was amiss," Mr. Thompson chuckled. "The class burst into laughter, and I had to admit, they got me good. So, I turned the tables on them. I announced that we'd be having a pop quiz, which was just a blank sheet of paper. They were in a panic until they realized I was joking." Jaden grinned, appreciating the cleverness of both the prank and Mr. Thompson's response. "I bet they didn't try that again." "Not that year?" "No," Mr. Thompson agreed with a wink. "But they learned the value of humor and quick thinking, which I always encouraged." Their conversation flowed easily, like the gentle breeze rustling through the trees. Jaden found himself looking forward to these afternoons, where stories from the past came alive and laughter was as abundant as the sunshine. One day, as they sat together, Jaden noticed a collection of framed photographs on a small table beside the porch swing. Curious, he leaned closer to inspect them. There were pictures of Mr. Thompson and a young man who looked remarkably like him, both wearing wide smiles and matching hats. "Who's this?" Jaden asked, pointing to one of the photos. Mr. Thompson's expression softened, and a hint of nostalgia colored his voice. "That's my son, Daniel. These were taken years ago when he was about your age." Jaden could see the pride in Mr. Thompson's eyes as he spoke. "He looks like he was a lot of fun." "He was," Mr. Thompson agreed, a touch of sadness creeping into his smile. "He had a spirit like yours. Always curious, always kind. He loved baseball and playing the guitar. He could make friends with anyone." Jaden sensed the weight behind Mr. Thompson's words and chose his next question carefully. "What happened to him?" "He passed away when he was 20, Mr. Thompson said quietly. his gaze distant as he remembered. A car accident. It was sudden. I'm sorry, Jaden replied softly, feeling the depth of the loss. Mr. Thompson nodded, the lines on his face deepening with the memory. It was a long time ago, but I miss him every day. Having you around reminds me of the good times we had. Jaden felt a surge of empathy and understanding. He realized that his presence was more than just a simple act of kindness. It was a connection to a part of Mr. Thompson's life that still held immense value. I'm glad I can be here, Jaden said sincerely. I really like spending time with you. The two sat in companionable silence for a moment, the unspoken bond between them growing stronger with each shared memory and gentle conversation. Jaden sensed that Mr. Thompson's stories were more than just tales of the past. They were lessons and treasures meant to be cherished and remembered. As the sun began to set, casting a warm golden glow over the porch, Jaden stood to leave. I'll be back tomorrow, Mr. Thompson. Maybe you can tell me more about Daniel. Mr. Thompson nodded, his eyes glistening with gratitude. I'd like that very much, Jaden. Thank you. Jaden walked home, the fading light of the day reflecting the warmth in his heart. His friendship with Mr. Thompson had become something special, an unexpected gift that taught him about the enduring power of connection and the stories that linked generations. In the days that followed, Jaden's visits became a source of joy for both him and Mr. Thompson. They explored more memories, laughed at old jokes, and discovered the simple pleasures of shared company. Through it all, Jaden learned that sometimes the greatest adventures were found not in distant lands, but in the stories and lives of those around him. The summer days continued to pass, each one marked by Jaden's visits to Mr. Thompson's home. With every afternoon spent on the old man's porch, their bond deepened, strengthened by shared stories and laughter. Jaden found himself eagerly looking forward to their time together, which had become a staple in his daily routine. One Saturday afternoon, Jaden decided to surprise Mr. Thompson by mowing the lawn again. The grass had grown quickly after a few rainy days, and Jaden knew the yard could use some attention. As he made his way across the street, he thought about how happy Mr. Thompson would be to see the yard looking neat and tidy. Jaden reached Mr. Thompson's house and found the old man dozing in his chair on the porch, a book resting on his lap. Smiling to himself, Jaden quietly fetched the lawnmower from the shed and got to work. The rhythmic sound of the mower hummed through the air as Jaden skillfully maneuvered it around the flower beds and along the edges of the property. He was focused on his task, enjoying the work and the satisfaction of seeing the lawn transform under his care. As Jaden continued mowing, Mr. Thompson woke from his nap. For a moment, he watched Jaden from the porch, his mind still groggy from sleep. Then, a look of confusion crossed his face. He squinted, trying to understand why someone was in his yard. "Who's there?" Mr. Thompson called out, his voice tinged with anxiety. Jaden stopped the mower and turned, startled by Mr. Thompson's sudden change in demeanor. "It's me, Mr. Thompson. Jaden, I'm just mowing the lawn," he replied, hoping to reassure him. But Mr. Thompson's confusion deepened, his eyes searching the yard for answers that didn't seem to come. "What are you doing here?" "This is private property," he insisted, his voice rising with uncertainty. Jaden took a step closer, trying to keep his voice calm. "I'm just helping out like before. Remember, you said I could come by any time?" Before Mr. Thompson could respond, a police car pulled up to the curb, lights flashing, but sirens silent. Jaden felt his heart skip a beat as two officers stepped out of the vehicle and approached the yard. One of them was Officer Lewis, a friendly figure known in the neighborhood for his approachable demeanor. "Is everything all right here?" Officer Lewis asked, addressing Mr. Thompson with a gentle tone. Mr. Thompson looked between Jaden and the officers, clearly distressed. I didn't call anyone. I just saw someone in my yard, and it didn't seem right." Jaden stood frozen, unsure of what to say or do. He could see that Mr. Thompson was upset, and he didn't want to make things worse. Officer Lewis nodded, taking in the situation. "It's okay, Mr. Thompson. Let's take a moment to sort things out." He turned to Jaden, his expression understanding. "Can you explain what's going on, son?" Jaden swallowed nervously but tried to explain. I was just mowing the lawn for Mr. Thompson. I've done it before, and he said it was okay. I didn't mean to upset anyone." Officer Lewis glanced at Mr. Thompson, who seemed to be slowly piecing together the situation. "Mr. Thompson, does Jaden help you with your lawn sometimes?" Officer Lewis asked, his voice steady and calm. Mr. Thompson's expression softened slightly, a flicker of recognition in his eyes. Yes, I remember now. Jaden's a good kid. Well, I forget things sometimes." "It's all right, Mr. Thompson. Let's have a seat and talk about it," Officer Lewis suggested, guiding Mr. Thompson back to his chair on the porch. Jaden stood nearby, feeling a mix of relief and concern. He watched as Officer Lewis spoke softly to Mr. Thompson, helping to ease his confusion. The other officer, meanwhile, approached Jaden, offering a reassuring smile. "Sounds like you're just trying to help out, huh?" the officer said, his tone light. Jaden nodded, grateful for the understanding. "I didn't mean to cause any trouble. I just wanted to surprise Mr. Thompson by mowing the lawn." "You're doing a good thing," the officer assured him. "Sometimes people just need a little help remembering." After a few moments, Officer Lewis returned to Jaden, his demeanor calm and friendly. "It looks like everything's cleared up. Mr. Thompson appreciates your help, Jaden, but it's important to make sure he remembers and feels comfortable." Jaden nodded, understanding the advice. "I'll make sure to check with him first next time. I don't want him to be upset." Officer Lewis patted Jaden on the shoulder, offering encouragement. "You're doing a great job, Jaden. Keep looking out for him." With the situation resolved, the officers bid goodbye, leaving Jaden and Mr. Thompson on the porch. The tension in the air had dissipated, replaced by a mutual understanding and a sense of relief. Mr. Thompson looked at Jaden, a hint of apology in his eyes. "I'm sorry, Jaden. My memory isn't what it used to be. I didn't mean to cause a fuss." "It's okay, Mr. Thompson. I just want to help," Jaden replied earnestly, his heart still steadying from the scare. The old man nodded, grateful for Jaden's understanding. "You remind me of my son, Jaden, always trying to do right by others. I'm glad you're around." Jaden felt a surge of warmth at the comparison. Understanding the depth of Mr. Thompson's words, he realized that this was more than just about mowing the lawn. It was about being there for someone who needed a friend. "Thanks, Mr. Thompson. I'm glad I'm here too," Jaden said, his voice filled with sincerity. As the sun began to dip toward the horizon, casting long shadows over the yard, Jaden sat with Mr. Thompson on the porch. The earlier misunderstanding had brought them closer, reinforcing the importance of their friendship. Jaden knew there would be more challenges ahead, but he was ready to face them. Supported by the bond he had built with Mr. Thompson, together, they would navigate the uncertainties of memory and time, finding comfort in each other's company and the stories they shared. The summer continued to unfold in a tapestry of warm days and long evenings, each one woven with moments shared between Jaden and Mr. Thompson. The misunderstanding with the police had been a turning point, deepening their friendship and strengthening the bond that had formed so naturally between them. With each visit, Jaden noticed small changes in Mr. Thompson. The old man's memory lapses had become more frequent, and there were moments when he seemed lost in thought, struggling to recall details that once came easily. Jaden, however, had learned to navigate these moments with patience and understanding, offering gentle reminders and unwavering support. One afternoon, Jaden arrived at Mr. Thompson's house to find him in the garden, tending to the flowers. The old man was humming a tune, his hands moving deftly among the petals, a testament to years of experience. Jaden watched for a moment, admiring the care with which Mr. Thompson handled each plant. "Hey, Mr. Thompson," Jaden called out, walking over to join him. Mr. Thompson looked up, a smile spreading across his face. "Ah, Jaden, just the person I needed. These marigolds are getting out of hand again." Jaden chuckled, recalling their earlier conversations about the flowers. "They do seem to have a mind of their own, don't they?" Together, they worked in the garden, pulling weeds and pruning overgrown branches. Jaden enjoyed the task, finding solace in the rhythm of the work and the simple pleasure of being outside. Mr. Thompson, for his part, seemed content, the garden providing a familiar comfort. After they finished, they sat on the porch, sipping lemonade and admiring their handiwork. The garden looked vibrant, a riot of colors against the backdrop of the afternoon sky. "You've got quite the green thumb, Jaden," Mr. Thompson said, nodding appreciatively. "I can see why you enjoy it." Jaden smiled, pleased with the compliment. "I learned from the best," he replied, tipping his head toward Mr. Thompson. The old man laughed, a sound full of warmth. "I suppose I did teach you a thing or two." As they chatted, Jaden noticed a distant look in Mr. Thompson's eyes, a sign that his thoughts were drifting. Jaden had come to recognize these moments, knowing they were often accompanied by memories of the past. "Is everything all right, Mr. Thompson?" Jaden asked gently, sensing the old man's distraction. Mr. Thompson nodded slowly, his gaze still distant. "I was just thinking about Daniel. He loved the garden, you know. Always said it was like having a piece of paradise at home." Jaden listened intently, understanding the importance of these memories. "He sounds like he was a lot like you." Mr. Thompson's expression softened, a mixture of pride and sadness in his eyes. "He was a good boy, Jaden, much like you, always eager to learn, always ready to lend a hand." The mention of Daniel had become a recurring theme in their conversations, a thread that connected Mr. Thompson's past to the present. Jaden had grown to appreciate these stories, each one a glimpse into the life of a young man he would never meet, but felt he knew through Mr. Thompson's eyes. As they sat in comfortable silence, Jaden contemplated the changes he had noticed in Mr. Thompson. He understood that the old man's memory was fading, the early onset dementia gradually erasing pieces of his past. Yet, despite the challenges, Mr. Thompson remained resilient, determined to live fully in the moments they shared. "Mr. Thompson, do you think we could write some of these stories down?" Jaden suggested, an idea forming in his mind, "like a book, with all the memories you've shared." Mr. Thompson considered the proposal, his eyes lighting up with interest. "That's a wonderful idea, Jaden. I'd like that very much." Jaden felt a surge of excitement, imagining the possibilities. They could create something tangible, a testament to the stories that had shaped Mr. Thompson's life and the friendship they had built together. "Great. We can start tomorrow," Jaden said eagerly, already planning the next steps. "I'll bring a notebook, and you can tell me everything you remember." Mr. Thompson nodded, a smile spreading across his face. "I'd like that, Jaden. It'll be good to have something to pass on, a way to remember the good times." With the decision made, Jaden felt a sense of purpose and anticipation. The project would be more than just a collection of stories. It would be a way to honor Mr. Thompson's life and the memories that defined it. As the sun dipped lower in the sky, casting a warm glow over the yard, Jaden bid goodbye to Mr. Thompson, promising to return the next day with his notebook and a pen. The prospect of capturing Mr. Thompson's stories filled him with a sense of excitement and responsibility, a chance to preserve the legacy of a man who had become more than just a neighbor. The following day, Jaden arrived with his supplies, ready to begin their project. He found Mr. Thompson waiting on the porch, a twinkle of enthusiasm in his eyes. Together, they settled into their routine, with Jaden listening intently and jotting down the tales that unfolded. As they worked, Jaden marveled at the richness of Mr. Thompson's experiences, each story a vivid portrait of a life well lived. He learned about the adventures of Mr. Thompson's youth, the challenges he had faced, and the joys that had colored his days. Through it all, Jaden felt a deepening appreciation for the connection they shared, the friendship that had grown from a simple act of kindness into something enduring and profound. In Mr. Thompson, Jaden had found not just a mentor, but a friend, a testament to the power of stories and the bonds that unite us across generations. With each page they filled, Jaden knew they were creating something special, a tribute to the memories that defined Mr. Thompson's life and the friendship that had brought them together. The project was more than just words on a page. It was a celebration of life, a reminder of the enduring impact of kindness and the stories we carry in our hearts. The summer days slipped by, each one filled with stories, laughter, and the occasional challenge. Jaden and Mr. Thompson continued to work on their project, transforming the old man's memories into a collection of stories that were both personal and universal. With every afternoon spent on the porch, Jaden felt his understanding of Mr. Thompson deepen, along with his appreciation for the simple, enduring power of friendship. One particular morning, Jaden woke up to the sound of birds chirping outside his window. The sky was clear, and the sun was already warming the world outside. He had promised Mr. Thompson they would finish compiling the stories today, and he was eager to make it a special occasion. After breakfast, Jaden packed a small picnic basket with sandwiches, cookies, and a thermos of lemonade. He felt a thrill of anticipation as he crossed the street to Mr. Thompson's house, the notebook tucked securely under his arm. When Jaden reached the porch, he found Mr. Thompson already waiting, his face lighting up as Jaden approached. "Good morning, Jaden. What have you got there?" "I thought we could have a little picnic while we work," Jaden replied, setting the basket down on the table. "It's a perfect day for it." Mr. Thompson chuckled, clearly pleased with the idea. "You always know how to make things special." They settled into their chairs, the gentle rustle of leaves and the distant hum of cicadas providing a soothing backdrop. As they nibbled on their sandwiches, Jaden flipped through the notebook, which was now filled with pages of stories and memories, each one a piece of Mr. Thompson's life. "Jaden, I can't thank you enough for doing this with me," Mr. Thompson said, his voice warm with gratitude. "These stories mean a lot, and it's a comfort to know they're not lost." "I'm glad I could help," Jaden replied, feeling a sense of pride in their work. "I've learned so much from you, Mr. Thompson. It's been an incredible journey." Mr. Thompson nodded, his eyes glistening with emotion. "I've enjoyed every moment. You've brought back memories I thought were long gone. It's like I'm living them all over again." As they continued to talk, Jaden realized that their project had become something much more than a simple collection of stories. It was a living testament to the connection they shared and a celebration of the life Mr. Thompson had led. "I was thinking," Jaden began, an idea forming in his mind. "Maybe we could have a little gathering, invite some neighbors over to share the stories. It could be a nice way to celebrate." Mr. Thompson seemed taken aback by the suggestion, but then nodded slowly, a smile spreading across his face. "That sounds wonderful, Jaden. A chance to share these stories with others, to bring people together." With the plan set, Jaden and Mr. Thompson spent the afternoon preparing for their small celebration. Jaden called a few neighbors, inviting them to join the gathering, while Mr. Thompson reminisced about who might enjoy hearing the tales. The evening arrived, bringing with it a gentle breeze that rustled the leaves and filled the air with the scent of summer. As the neighbors began to gather on the porch, Jaden felt a sense of excitement mixed with nervousness. He hoped the stories would resonate with everyone as much as they had with him. The porch was soon filled with people, a small but lively crowd, all eager to hear Mr. Thompson's stories. Jaden took a deep breath, feeling the weight of the moment as he stood beside Mr. Thompson. "Thank you all for coming," Jaden began, his voice steady with determination. "We've been working on something special, a collection of stories from Mr. Thompson's life. I thought it would be nice to share some of them with you tonight." Mr. Thompson nodded, a look of pride and gratitude on his face. "These are stories from many years ago, but I hope you find something meaningful in them, just as Jaden and I have." As Jaden began to read aloud from the notebook, the porch fell silent, everyone listening intently to the tales that unfolded. There were stories of youthful adventures, humorous mishaps, and heartfelt moments that painted a vivid picture of a life well lived. With each story, Jaden saw how Mr. Thompson's eyes lit up, how the memories seemed to bring him back to the times and places he described. The neighbors, too, were captivated, laughing and nodding along, clearly touched by the story's authenticity and warmth. As the evening wore on, Jaden felt a profound sense of connection and community. The gathering was more than just a celebration of Mr. Thompson's life. It was a testament to the bonds that had formed within the neighborhood, the friendships that had been strengthened through shared stories and experiences. After the last story had been read, the group erupted into applause, the sound mingling with the evening breeze. Mr. Thompson beamed, clearly moved by the reception. "Thank you, everyone," Mr. Thompson said, his voice filled with emotion. "These stories are a part of who I am, and I'm grateful to have had the chance to share them with all of you." And I have Jaden to thank for bringing them to life. Jaden felt a flush of pride at the acknowledgement, grateful for the opportunity to have been a part of something so meaningful. As the gathering began to disperse, with neighbors offering words of appreciation and encouragement, Jaden and Mr. Thompson sat together on the porch, watching the stars emerge in the night sky. "You've given me a great gift, Jaden," Mr. Thompson said softly, his gaze fixed on the stars. "These stories will live on, and so will the memories." Jaden smiled, feeling the truth in Mr. Thompson's words. The project had been more than just a summer pastime. It had been a journey of discovery, a testament to the power of stories and the connections they forge.